Summary of Should Wizard Hit Mommy by John Updike. Jack is about to put his daughter Jo to sleep for the afternoon on Saturday. Jack reads his daughter a bedtime story every night and before her Saturday naps. The practice between Jack and his daughter Jo began when Jo was 2 years old. It still goes on, even though Jo rarely falls asleep for naps these days, and Jack is quickly running out of story ideas. Because he needs to focus, Jack tells his daughter the same story over and over again. An animal, always called Roger but a different kind of animal, is having trouble and needs help. He talks to the wise owl, who tells him to talk to the wizard about his problem. The wizard heals Roger but wants to be paid for it. Roger can't give the wizard the money, but the wizard tells Roger where to find it. After giving the wizard his money, Roger is happy to play with the other animals until his dad gets home from work. That's the end of the story. Jack starts the Saturday story once Jo is settled in. Roger should be a skunk this time, Jo says. This makes Jack think that she has been learning about skunks in school. Jack tells a story about Roger's skunk, who smelled so bad that no other animals wanted to play with him. He gets the idea from Jo and remembers being picked on as a child. But as the story goes on, Jo, who has learned her father's story form by heart, becomes more and more determined to steer the plot in a certain way. Jack really wants to finish the story so that he can help Claire paint the living room again downstairs. Since Claire is 6 months pregnant with their third child, she shouldn't be doing any hard work or moving big things. Jack tells Jo to stop trying to get ahead in the story and go to sleep instead. Jack tells Jo that Roger sees the owl, and the owl sends him to the wizard, who casts a spell. Jack is asked by Jo if magic spells are real. Because of this, Jo is starting to doubt what people tell her. This question bothers Jack, so he works even harder to make his story more interesting. Jo is told by Jack that the wizard casts a spell on Roger's skunk that makes him smell like roses. Jack thinks Jo might be pretending to be interested in his impression of the wizard casting his spell because her face looks a lot like his wife Claire's when she's trying to be interested in a chat at a cocktail party. In fact, Jo gets even more irritable and sidetracked as the story's end approaches. Jack changes the way his story is put together to try to get his daughter's attention again. He hates it when women aren't interested in what he has to say. He tells her that Roger's mother was very angry when he got home from the wizard's house. She is mad that he changed how he smells instead of happy about it. She tells them to go back to the wizard so that he can change Roger back and his mother can hit the wizard in the head. We didn't see this coming, and Jo is shocked. She can't understand why the skunk's mother wouldn't let her son change something about himself that made the other animals avoid him. She tells Jack that the story needs to be changed. She wants the wizard to hit Roger's stupid mommy over the head with his wand and refuse to change Roger back. Jack tries to tell his daughter that Roger was better off with his old smell because that's what his mother wanted and he loved his mother more than what other animals thought about him, but she is very angry and insistent. Jack ends story time and tells Jo to go to sleep because he is so tired. Jo then says that the wizard should hit Roger Skunk's mother over the head in tomorrow's story instead. Jack doesn't answer her. Instead, he finally helps his wife by going downstairs. But when Jack gets downstairs, he's too tired to help. He just sits in a chair and watches his wife paint the living room. He thinks of their house's molding as a cage that holds him and his wife. He doesn't want to work with her, talk to her, or touch her.
About the author. John Updike grew up in Berks County, Pennsylvania. He got the Scholastic Art and Writing Award and wrote a lot for the Harvard Lampoon Literary Review while he was at Harvard College. He met his first wife, Mary Pennington, there and married her. After graduating from summa cum laude, he went to the Ruskin School of Fine Art at Oxford University to become a cartoonist. But he ended up moving back to the United States and starting a career at The New Yorker, where he published hundreds of his own short stories and poems before going on to write his own novels. Updike's writing is about the American small town, Protestant middle class. It is based on his simple, Protestant childhood. In his Rabbit series, he wrote about the life of an American middle-class guy named Harry Rabbit Angstrom over several decades. For these books, he won 2 Pulitzer Prizes for fiction. During his lifetime, Updike wrote and released more than 20 books and many collections of short stories. He died in 2009, aged 76.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.